So let's move on to Kemba. Kemba returning to the Celtics. Big fan of the Celtics here. I know you are as well. I know our regional viewers are as well. So we're excited to get Kemba back to this lineup. We need him. I'm looking forward to watching him. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, no question. Last year, the last image that a lot of Celtics fans have of Kemba is his struggles in the Eastern Conference Finals and even before that in the second round of the playoffs. And that's not the player he is. I mean, he was not totally healthy last year. I know his knee wasn't 100%. He sat out the beginning of the year because he had his knee. I can't remember if it was scoped or he had something go on with his knee where he needed to wait to start the season. And I'm happy he's back. I think, with the condensed schedule, he's going to maybe sit back-to-back games or not playing the first game and then playing the second game. But, with the Celtics right now, they're actually playing the Sixers as we talk. They need that third guy who can create. You got Jason Tatum. You got Jaylen Brown. I think they're two top 30 players. I think that's unquestionable. You need a third guy who can penetrate, who can knock down shots with somebody in his face. I know Kemba's smaller and he gets exposed on defense a little bit, but you need him in there. Because once you have Kemba, then you kind of, everybody sort of slides down a peg when you get one of your stars back. Because now guys that aren't technically stars kind of can slide back to their regular roles. I think with Kemba and then when Tatum, I think is his best role. And I think it just helps the Celtics slide everybody down a bit. Now your bench is going to be pretty stacked because you're going to have Smart, Peyton Pritchard, Semi Ojeleye, who's playing well, possibly Tice, depending on what they do with the starting lineup, or possibly Robert Williams coming off the bench. So now you're going to have a nice second unit that can come out there. You can keep Kemba on the floor, or you can keep Tatum on the floor, and you can still have a solid second unit run by one of your starters, and you have three guys who can essentially run an offense on their own with role players rather than just it being Tatum and Brown every single time. Those are the two guys that got to create the offense.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think it gives them another option, and he's a great option, a great scoring option, a scoring guard. He works good with the ball. He works good off the ball. He can distribute, okay? So he can still get guys the shots they need, like a Brown, like a Tatum, like a Tice underneath. So he can get other guys involved. I'm really excited to see him return to the lineup. Like you said, they're playing right now. I know he's on a minutes restriction. He's only playing about 20 minutes a night right now. I think you'll see those minutes kind of go up over the next week or two. He should be back to his normal haul between 38, 40 minutes a game. But I think it helps the Celtics out a lot. Gets, like you said, one of their stars back, lightens up the load on Tatum and Brown as far as having to score or having to play in those big moments. Because Kemba's that type of player. He can hit that game winner for you. You can look for him in those clutch moments, man. I've always loved Kemba. Obviously, this is a UConn guy, so he's regional to us. We've seen a lot of them. So I'm excited. I've always been excited. When we got him back, I said, hey, we're really not going to miss Kyrie that much. We'll talk a little bit about Kyrie going forward on the show. But, Kyrie, I don't really think the way Kyrie's playing now, he didn't play like that in Boston. He did not play like that in Boston. So Kemba's really come in. We haven't really missed a beat in that position. And I think you hit it on the head where it allows guys to slide back into their regular role, like a Marcus Smart, who's more of a sixth man. I think he obviously is in the position to be a sixth man of the year every single year with what he does coming off the bench, the excitement he brings, the defense he brings. In offense, I'm a football guy. I love offense. I'm an offensive coordinator. But in defense and in basketball, I'm all about defense. All about defense and basketball. Love seeing Marcus Smart come out there and put his hands on the floor and put some great defense out there and shut down a great scorer. So, yeah, I think it allows guys, like you said, to go back into their normal roles. And I think the Celtics are showing that, hey, they have a little bit more depth than we thought. The rookie Peyton Pritchard, man, he is playing really good right now. I think with Kemba being out, that gave him a little bit more of a chance to be able to shine. He got some more minutes, but I'd still like to see Brad Stevens mix him into the lineup and get him some good minutes here, even with Kemba returning.
Yeah, you definitely got to make sure that Peyton Pritchard still gets time. I think one of the biggest reasons they drafted him, he played 4 years of college basketball, so he was ready to go as soon as he came out of the draft. So I think Pritchard, especially with Kemba minute restriction, Pritchard and Jeff Teague are still going to be guys that are going to get time whether Kemba's out there or not. And also, like you mentioned, Kemba can play off ball. But I think Kemba could play with Jeff Teague a little bit. Teague's a bigger guard who can still play the point. Kemba can play off of him, and then Teague can have the tougher assignment defensively because he's a little bit better defensive player. He's a little longer. He can cover some bigger shooting guards if that's the lineup they choose, or if that's kind of one of the substitutions they use throughout the game. But it's going to be interesting to see how they roll all these guys out. It's going to take time. Kemba's not going to come in now and just be lighting it up for 25 points a game either. It's going to take time. This is going to be a weird season like it is for everybody. The Celtics coming into tonight, we're in first place in the Eastern Conference Finals. I do think over the next couple of weeks with the COVID stuff, with Kemba coming back, they're still trying to work things out. I think they're going to drop a few games over the next couple of weeks, probably drop in the standings a little bit, and they'll go back up. It's going to be that type of season because of how the schedule is laid out.